Good evening, everybody. You are at the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty episode 12. I got 12 of these bad boys in me. 12 is a good number. I like it. Dirty Dozen 1968 movie was real good back when I was a kid. So we are going to be talking Steeler football. But first, I have a special guest. This gentleman has his own Steeler podcast called Steelers Realm Podcast. We've done some mega casts last year that were tremendous and phenomenal. And this man is the host. This man is the guy who runs the ship on Steelers Realm. He is my friend, JT. Welcome to the show here. Yeah. How you doing,
Hey,
JT?
Bubba. Hey, man, thanks so much for having me stop in.
Oh, I
Appreciate
don't
the
mind
time.
it at
Steeler
all. I
Nation,
like
what's going on, brothers out
what's going
there?
on with you?
Oh, man, hey, I've been running crazy. We were out in Ohio this past week doing some training for work and
Oh,
stuff. It's
geez.
been crazy. And then
Training,
with
like
this week,
Steeler training? You're not getting any
well, I
fights,
wish.
are you?
I wish. I wish.
Okay.
But yeah, and then with this week coming up, it's been really exciting for us. Probably one of the biggest weeks in our 3+ years of doing this. But anyhow, if you don't mind, I kind of throw some plugs out there for
I don't
what's
mind
going
at
on.
all, brother. So you've been doing your Steelers realm for 3+ years.
We're going into our 4th season actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been very cool, and we've met some great people along the way, and continue to meet some great people too. Just today, met a connection that's connected to Ray Seals, and we're going to try to do something with Ray. And as it turns out, he's still a buddy with Randy Fuller, who's a good friend of the
Randy's
show
awesome, man.
too.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. He brought in Cordell. We're still working on maybe getting Rod Woodson to join
Oh,
us for something
nice.
too. So, and you know what he's doing nowadays, right?
Yes, I do.
You heard what he's
Oh, yeah.
Ravens
Yes, I do.
crazy. So we had to mix that up. But anyhow, the good stuff, man. And I'm looking forward to getting together with you this weekend as well, Bubba.
Yes.
It's training. It's a big training camp weekend for Steelers. Of course, they've been in pads all week. But before we get to Friday Night Lights down in Latrobe Memorial Stadium down there, you're really excited to announce that we're going to have the radio voice of the Pittsburgh Steelers and Pitt Panthers football and basketball, the one and only Bill Hillgrove will be on Steelers Realm tomorrow night. And we should be releasing that before midnight sometime. So
you heard it here. You heard it here first, everybody, on the Black and Gold Dynasty Steelers Realm podcast with JT tomorrow, or interviewing the legendary Bill Hillgrove. I don't know how you pull these off, but God bless you.
I don't either. But you know what? It's great. We even connected on LinkedIn, and he's out there, and a great guy for giving us a little bit of a time. We asked him for 30 minutes. He's like, no problem, boys. Let's just make it a little bit earlier than you guys normally do it. But he was okay with that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, man,
huge.
That starts our weekend off. We're so excited about that. And then, of course, Friday Night Lights. We're going to head down. I'm taking the boy Wonder down along with the rest of the Steelers Realm gang. It'll be the first time where all 4 of us will be together in one place.
Pictures,
and it'll be
pictures and videos galore.
Pictures and videos galore. I also have something we received of a friend of ours that we're going to take down there. This friend of ours, his name's Willie Hobbs. I don't know if you know him or not, Bob.
He's on some Facebook stuff. He always comments on some Steelers stuff.
Yeah, and I think he's on 724 also.
And I believe he is. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So Willie has painted a nice little graphic. It's the Steelers, the Pittsburgh skyline with a gloved football player's hand holding the mask, the face mask of a Steeler helmet. And then he's got the Rooney logo up on there too. And this was hand done. And we're going to try to see if we can't get some autographs there, and then try to auction it off for charity.
Well, I want to come down, and I know I want to because it's going to be a big weekend, and I believe there's probably going to be, I bet you 20,000 people at Latrobe High School. I bet you it's going to be so packed because they haven't had it in a couple years.
I know.
And if anybody knows me, I'm an attention whore. So if I get with you guys, I guarantee I'll get you guys some autographs, because I'll bring people over, because that's just how I am, and it's for a good cause. So, and
Yeah, that's going to be a blast too, man. Really looking forward to it. Even just getting everybody together. We even pulled some strings and we got some tea times at the Latrobe Country Club
oh,
before we
okay.
head out
Yeah, you
Saturday.
guys are a little
So
bit more popular than me. I got no tea times. I might have some beer times, but I'm busy all weekend too, so I just got to do whatever. But hey, Timmy Palmer, thanks for tuning in to the Black and Gold Dynasty and my special guest, JT from Steelers Realm podcast, who just brought that big announcement of Bill Hillgrove. They're going to be doing the interview tomorrow. And hey, can you stick around a little bit? I know you wanted to get that plug out there and showcase what you guys got going on Steelers Realm, but I know you for a long time, and I know you like to talk Steeler football. Can
you
you hang
know it,
out
buddy.
a bit? Okay,
Yeah, sure.
okay,
Well, so stick
okay,
around for a little bit.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, a
not a
little bit.
problem.
Well, in this lovely show that I do, JT, I try to be exquisite with the black and gold as I can. And I just came from training camp last Friday, and I did an overhead view on some stuff. And I know they've been doing a lot of stuff lately. There's so much Steeler news going on, JT. I don't
That's
think
right.
myself, you, and everybody else can contain ourselves with all the Steeler stuff going on. I think every hour or every 30 minutes, there's something going on down at training camp at Latrobe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? Even the off season, I have to say, even the off season has been really action packed compared to prior seasons. Just a different altogether. And I think you and I have talked about that too. This just has a different feel
Yes, it
this off
does.
season leading into this year. And I think we're gonna surprise a lot of people, Bubba. I
Well,
really do.
this defense is
We're
going to
gonna have some
surprise people.
growing pains, but I think we're gonna surprise by the time it all shakes out, excuse me. I think we're gonna surprise a few of the talking heads.
Well, when you get to camp, because it was very, very, for me, there was no Big Ben. So that was the aura and mystique that it's different and it's new. It's just like, when grass is your new grass and this, before you mow and, it smells like that. That's what it smells like with the Steelers down there when I saw them uh Friday. Now
Yeah.
they've got a week now. They did some, and I don't. Did you hear about this big signing that they signed, Mister Chris Boswell, my team MVP of last year's Steelers review? I picked him
Yes.
every game as my MVP.
Well, and you can't hardly go wrong there. Who scored the most points last year for the Steelers? Don't answer that now. Just look it up. But the kicker's probably
Well, a
good
lot
for
of
that.
close
And boy, did
games.
he make a big comeback from the year before, though? Wouldn't you say
Well,
that?
that's because he got his heart broke from the girl he dated at IUP, and it put him in a tailspin. And I think he just got he cut some losses and went with it. So I know he did. They gave him a 4-year deal with an extension of $20 million.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, you don't see
Now
that in the Steelers training camp at like this time of year.
no. Now, where's that put him as
That
far as
puts him
compared to other kickers?
that puts him tied with the highest kickers in the NFL with Ravens Justin Tucker.
Well, and you know what? Deservedly so, man.
Yes, because this year he is going to have to. We're going to be in some clutch games, I believe, and having a good kicker solidifies. Hopefully, with our defense, the way they're playing in training camp, if they could play a little better, like they're playing lights out. I understand in training camp. Like I know we got JC Day of Extra Point Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. What do you think about Dante Johnson winning a $20 million year deal there, JT? What do you think about that from JC Day? He's got a
What?
question. Yes, he wants.
He
What do you
signed him.
think? Do
Dude,
you want him?
I'm telling you, it's been nuts, man. Did that happen today?
No. What do you think about? No, it didn't happen. What do you think if it
Okay,
does for $20
okay.
million? No, it could happen tonight as soon as we get off. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows the way things have been going. But yeah. No, I thought that was one of the most important signings that we should have done that early. Was get him once we got Minka wrapped up. I thought the next priority should be him. And let Deontay kind of sit there for a while.
I don't think he's worth $20 million. And with the quarterback situation we have right now, which we don't know, it's the unexpected. He's going to have to prove a lot, and he's still under contract, right? I believe he is. So
Yes, yeah, this is his He's looking for an extension, but he's
No,
technically still under contract.
he
He's
needs to
free agent
play.
next year.
JC, I maybe 17 to 18, but who am I? Because my economics 101 is terrible. But that'll probably. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna wait till next season. I don't think
I
they're
wouldn't be
nowhere close to
surprised.
making that deal. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. So I mean, it could be the talk next week. We don't know. It's his last year of the rookie deal. JC says. Okay.
Yeah,
It could
yeah.
be anybody's game, and that's the last thing they're going to sign. And maybe with that new stadium deal they got some money to sign some people. I don't know. You know,
Yeah, who knows?
yeah, who
He'd
knows?
get some money off of that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So the Steelers also signed. I don't know if you saw this. They signed former Notre Dame receiver Javon McKinley on Monday because they have some injuries, that we'll get into later.
No, right,
But there's a
right.
couple Steeler receivers that are injured, and Dante not signing. They got to get people in them positions. Did you ever see him before? Because I never did.
No, don't know much about him, man.
I'm not a big Notre Dame fan, ladies and gentlemen. That's not my cup of tea. But they Trey Johnson, undrafted free agent, got cut. Now McKinley was waived by the Lions. In his career at Notre Dame, he had caught 53 passes for 985 yards, 7 touchdowns, and I believe he might have played with Chase Claypool. That I am not sure. So if anybody knows, let me know on the Black and Gold Dynasty on Facebook. Pop in and let me know. I'm not knowing all, but I try. You know what I mean, JT?
Absolutely. Hey, we just consider ourselves a couple yinzers sitting around talking about our favorite team, and that's the Steelers, man. So, we'll let ESPN do their thing, but we'll do our thing and continue to do it and have
Right.
fun doing it, man. So, yeah. And by the way, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit.
Go ahead.
Dude, I want to give you a shout out to you for the job that you do too. You're one of the most dynamic people on a Steeler podcast and on Facebook too. So
Thank you.
I applaud you, man.
I
Keep
try.
up the good work.
Well, thank you. I try. Some people say, look, you got to. If people aren't gonna watch you, you have to promote yourself like it's something. Like Diamond Dallas Page just said that the other day, and I popped it on social media. Like I try, and you guys do a great job. And I like to experience and extend and help people out because I think we're all on this journey on this podcasting stuff. But we do the Steeler stuff because we love it, and you guys do a great job. And like you said, you've been going on 4 years, and you got Bill Hillgrove coming tomorrow. You know what I mean? So you got a lot, and you've had a lot of Steeler guests on your show. So, and that's awesome to you guys. That's kudos.
Yeah.
You guys don't sit around eating bonbons.
No,
you don't sit around fucking eating bonbons. You get the stuff done. You get the Steeler guests, and you guys talk Steeler football. So.
Yeah, we're working on some other stuff too.
I know you are. You're always working.
That's kind of fun. But
I work too, but I don't work try. I can't work as good as you. I try.
It's tough.
It's tough. It's hard. So
it is tough.
And they also signed a running back. They signed that running back from Tennessee the other day, and he's on the IR already. So I don't even know what happened. So they signed Master Teague III. He from Ohio State. 5'11", 230 pounds. They signed him. He had 1,764 yards in 31 games, 6 starts, 17 touchdowns with Ohio State. Because they're going to need some. Wow. They're going to need some running backs, and I believe the one running back who's taken over for Najee, because Najee's been hurt yesterday with a foot injury, is one of those free agent rookies that he looks pretty good from what I hear.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is.
What's his name? Like Jalen something.
Jalen. You're right, and the last name escapes me. Like I'm running for a sandwich at 9th Street Deli or a slice of Bob's Pizza. Like I am never catching it up. You know what I mean? Like I know what you're talking about because I read his name and it just forgets me. So if you guys can think of his name, just throw it on the Facebook site so we can know. Because there's so many. There's 95 or 90 players in camp. It's bad enough I know my phone number, let alone know who they just signed in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky keeping track of numbers. I think some players there are multiple numbers for some of them out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when I was down there, the defense was on the other side, and I couldn't see any defensive play, so I looked more of the special teams and the quarterbacks and the receivers, on the closer side on Chuck Noll Field. I couldn't see
Right.
a lot of the defense stuff on the other. It was too far for my old eyes to
Yeah,
see.
that is pretty expansive down there,
Yeah.
no doubt. And then
It's
I was
great
just
though.
looking
I'm
at
telling you, coming from me, one day in, like Saturday's going to be great. I'm telling you, it was awesome. There was a lot of flow of Steeler pride, and it
oh,
was
man,
mascots, and it was phenomenal. I was soaking it all in.
3 years, dude. This
I
is like
know. I did not think
almost
it was coming back,
3 years.
JT.
I
I did
didn't
not think
either.
it was coming back.
I thought once they got a taste of not having to go there, that it's pretty much over. That they would be like, "We're not going back
Yeah,
there," you
but
know?
I think the grit and the grime of training camp forms and solidifies something like lately, like today or yesterday at camp, they had 2 back-to-back fights on both defensive play. Cam Hayward, who's always cocky, against Benny Snell, and then the next play it was
Wow.
T.J. Watt versus the rookie Calvin Austin. Back-to-back plays. So that's
Wow.
2, and that doesn't count last Friday when that Carlos Davis ran across the field and I couldn't catch it on my camera, and he gave a Macho Man elbow back to the back, and then it was bad. Like it was
Oh,
massive. And
really?
Tomlin had to stop practice, and he had to yell at everybody. And then he was like, "Okay, guys, knock it off." So, hey, Brock,
All right,
thanks for tuning in.
let me
Yeah,
ask
it's
you
crazy.
this.
Okay.
Rock, you can chime in on this too, man. You know, I think some would say that, what he's doing at camp with this hitting and pads and full-blown tackle to the ground stuff, that, there's some out there saying, "Why are you hitting?" Even I think there was a quote from Miles Jack, wasn't it? Like, "This is crazy. Like, why would you tackle your lead running back, your star running back?" I mean, it's kind of crazy, but
You have
I,
to, I think.
I guess you have to. How many times have we complained early on in the season, like nobody's tackling? What, do you guys don't have tackle drills?
Well, yeah, we
So
couldn't
it's
wrap
kind of
up last year to save their life. And
that,
that was
exactly.
making me and you and everybody else mad when they were, the run defense was getting 200 and some yards a game.
Yeah, and we're
So,
counting them. Miss number 1, miss number 2, miss number 3, and the 4th guy missed 2.
it
So
was
yeah, let's
bad.
hope.
No, if that solidifies, because there is talk, these guys, I think these guys got signed in camp and stuff, and Brock Berg agrees he's toughening them up. Well, yeah,
We go,
Brock, he
Brock.
probably has, and the Heat is probably toughening up too, because like tomorrow it's going to be 90 some degrees, and with the pads on,
Oh man.
whoo, man, I know it was hot like at 3 o'clock Friday when I was watching them. Hey Joe, thanks for tuning in to the Black and Gold
Yeah, and they were
Dynasty.
like right in the middle of the day too. Right in the
Yeah,
middle of the day. So
right. Donnie
yeah,
Fulham,
plus
that
they
need
have
that
those
level of
things over
competition.
their helmet. They're still using those, right?
Yes, and I think it's just so concussions and stuff. Yeah, Donnie, that it's a good level of competition for each, Donnie. Like the offense, I think right now, Donnie, the offense is just getting the shit kicked out of him, because that defense, I think they got to put TJ Watt on the sidelines right now, because he's just been eating people up.
That's a good point.
He's just coming right off that defensive player of the year right into training camp and playing every down like he's defensive player of the year. And you don't
Machine.
see that. He's not taking a back seat to nobody. He's not sitting on his fucking ass saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm defensive player of the year." He's batting balls like he was in Mitch Trubisky's face almost every play of the 7-on-7s last week. He was in their face, and he had to let up, or he would have tackled. No offense to the offense, but he would have tackled Mitch probably every time in a sack.
That's funny.
That's probably what's happening. That's what we need now that we signed Boswell to this 4-year deal. He's got some money now. There's gonna be some close games, and if our defense can solidify and stop the run, you know what I mean, JT. These close
Yeah.
games we could pull out, because there's nobody giving the Steelers a chance in hell.
No, not at all. Not at all. They're like, it's going to take weeks and weeks for Mitch to work it out, and the Canada offense for it, and they're going to have hiccups along the way, and blah blah blah. I'm like, I really don't think that's going to be the case. There certainly are going to have some hiccups along the way, no doubt, no doubt. But hopefully this camp gets things going too. That's what's so excited about going down there. Glad you had the opportunity to get down there already.
Oh, I did it on
I
my
know.
birthday. It was a celebration. So when it's my birthday,
Nice.
I got to celebrate it the black and gold way. The only way I could possibly think of, besides that or a WrestleMania. Yes, we did,
Speaking
Joe. We did sign Master Teague as of today. We did sign him as of today, and we need some running backs because Najee's out with a foot injury, and we cannot have that. That is no, because
Oh no,
that's
no
oh
good.
my God, that'll
No good.
be, whew, and then we just need a second back to actually give him some rest because he cannot carry 500 times this season. Joe Betts said that was a great pickup. Thanks, Joe, because I don't know. If you know, Joe, if you know all about him, tell us, man, because I don't know much about him because I watch a little bit of college, but look, I'm not a real college. My thing and still spick is the black and gold. Chris Elliott, thanks for watching. Like, that's what my nook and cranny is. So if you guys know of stuff that these players that they're signing are good, please let us know. Me and JT will appreciate it because no, I don't know.
Yeah, and certainly we'll be making some notes as we go down there, both Friday night and Saturday this weekend. We have a list of things we'd like to watch. So, but we're gonna be doing some broadcasting from there along the way too. If we see something kind of cool, hopefully they won't come grab our
No, they didn't grab mine, and
cameras from us and stuff.
I was doing a couple videos, and Joe Betts said he ran great at Ohio State. So maybe we got a diamond in a rough here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What, because like after next week they're going to be doing probably some cuts because they got the game on the 13th.
Yeah, I don't know when that first cut down is. What do they go to 75, something like that? Initially?
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, we have it built in the schedule there. Yeah, Fitzpatrick. Talking about his injury,
bike injury. Yeah, I think he'll be okay, Craig. I think he's got to, you know what I mean? They're not going to throw him right in there. I think he'll be fine, and I think we'll be okay. It's not like he snapped his wrist in half and it's bent backwards. You know what I mean? But I mean, it just was a freak accident. He could have slipped in the shower just the same.
Done the same thing.
Not by any experience, but
yeah.
Yeah.
So now I haven't had a whole lot of time to pay a whole lot of attention. That's why I'm so looking forward to going down this weekend. I know I keep saying that, but when I tune into the radio, try to tune in, catch up what's going on. But I heard they were kind of talking up until this point that Mitch was taking all the first round reps or the first team reps. And Mason, the second team, and Kenny. Now, didn't they move that around a little bit? Did they move Mason up to the first team?
Did. They moved Mason up today. He got some reps with the first team, and then Kenny was up to the second tier. And they did some drills where they did some 7-on-7s because the 7-on-7s, which I seen, they were all not very good, but that was last Saturday. So they're going to progress like every practice a little better. So, I mean, they had today was their first 2-minute drills. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. No. And Trubisky actually threw a touchdown to the rookie Pickens with 16 seconds to go. So that was, an A performance on the 2-minute drill. Because that's good because you never know it's going to be halftime and they could hurry up and score one. That'd be great. But Mason took their 2-minute drill down to the 6-yard line with an incomplete pass, and he threw it over the head of the receiver gunner, the punt. I think the punt team specialist. So
right / receiver.
Yeah. But I do like, and you'll probably see these drills, these punt drills where they try to capture all these balls at the same time. And Anthony Miller got 6, and I was down there when Gunner got 4, and he tried for 5, and it dropped. But it's a cool competition to try to make sure that you're catching the ball and holding on to the ball, trying to catch another one because you're trying to hold on. Maybe it's thinking at a defensive guy's coming down. So you have to do that. And that's a cool drill. So I never seen that before.
I saw that video clip, which was very cool. The very last one, before he caught the last one, he actually tucked a ball between his knees. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
He tucked the ball between his knees to free up space because he already had a ball in his hand on the other hand, and he had like 4 over in his arm. And, I guess trying to hold 2 with one hand, you're not going to be able to do it.
I couldn't catch one, let alone 4, 5, and 6.
He put one between his knees and then came back up and caught that last one too. So that's pretty cool stuff. But hey, you mentioned Pickens. I can remember years ago, and I'm not going to pinpoint, but there was a player that he was a rookie that year, and he was dynamic, and it was a receiver. He was all over the place. He made everybody else look like they were like college receivers, and he was a veteran pro with just his moves and the way he was everywhere. Do you remember who I might be talking about?
No.
The
It's
dude
not.
ended up pretty much ruining his career because he had to smoke the weed.
Oh God.
Martavis Bryant.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah.
And this Pickens kind of reminds me. I hate to draw those parallels. Probably even better, has even more as upswing, as Tomlin might say, uh, with him. But boy, he's going to be dynamic, man. Just from watching just a little bit of the clips and everything else, that's going to be somebody special.
Well, he's got the same number as Lion Swede, so he's already
Ah!
he's already an upgrade, brother. Joe
Sweet.
Betts just said, please don't say Lion Swede. I just did, Joe. I'm sorry. Shane,
That's
thanks
funny.
for
We
tuning
were
in.
just
Travis, thanks
talking
for tuning
about
in.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
we're
I
just
mean, that's
talking
how
about
this
Lions.
Facebook stuff, when you talk about it, these guys on Facebook, they know. And these guys,
That's good.
God bless them, they know their football, man, and they're chiming in with some great stuff. So, guys, bring it on the Black and Gold Dynasty podcast and my special guest, JT from the Steelers Realm podcast. And, guys, tomorrow he's interviewing the great Bill Hillgrove. And that is going to be huge, and it's going to be out. I believe when did you say? Probably in the
Should be
midnight
out
or
before
something.
midnight tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow night,
You're
tomorrow
excited,
evening.
aren't you? You're excited, aren't
you? Dude.
I know.
I bet you we have 20 questions. We're going to try to label the episode 10 questions with Bill, but I'm hoping we get to 10. But even the ones we have picked out, I think everybody will appreciate it. And we'll get.
Can you ask him one for me tomorrow? What's his favorite beer to drink?
TA was going to ride him a little
partier. He's a partier.
Yeah. Well, TA was going to ride him a little bit about driving through the pharmacy door to pick up your prescription and then back in your car and out of there. Like, it's like it had to feel great to do that for just one time in your life. Just to do that. But man. I'm like, no. We'll let that one ride. We'll let that one ride. I'd ask him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure when he was, him and Myron, I mean, that was just phenomenal in the booth. I mean, you can't even describe it.
Could you imagine the work he had, the work cut out for him just to keep Myron in line?
I don't think he could keep Myron in line, really. I mean, neither one of them probably kept each other in line, but they were probably so dynamic. And the other one back when I was a kid and when we were kids was Jack Fleming. So, yeah. I mean, that was pulling one out,
No doubt. So, but yeah, so far, how the quarterbacks looking? I mean,
the fourth drafted quarterback that they drafted in this year's draft has never, get this, which is surprising, never got to work anything with any of the 7-on-7 or 11-on-11. He has just done routine pass patterns with receivers. That's it. So I don't know. And I was hoping that they showcase him a little bit, because when he was, running out, out of the pocket, you could tell he's quick. So hopefully they could use him probably as a scout team, and being a practice squad quarterback, still making good money, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It's still early, guys. They got to get their first game, and they're still getting speaking of his injury, because today was the vets days. Any of the vets were off, like Cam and TJ, but they have Chase Claypool's out, Minkah Fitzpatrick's out, Najee Harris is out, Marcus Allen, Levi Wallace, who I don't know what his number was because I didn't get a sheet. So make sure when you guys go down, if they have the sheet, so you know the roster, so you can tell, because it's crazy. Pratt Freiermuth with his hamstring, and then Tyson Alualu with his knee, who hasn't been practicing anyway, and then Larry Obajobi. There's a lot of guys, a lot of offensive guys that are. So really, that offense is not going to compete against the defense when a lot of those guys are hurt. So that's just probably why, Mitch is doing the shots from the 2-yard line where they do the drills from the 2. You ever seen that? Back in the day? Yeah, well, they do that.
7 shots or something like that.
Yeah, well, they got, Mitch got 2 out of 4. Mason got 2 out of 4, and Pickett got 1 out of 4 where they got touchdowns, and that's what I put down. You know what I mean? But when I saw them Saturday, they've been progression. The guys come a lot better Wednesday because they weren't getting anything last week. So this week is a little better than last week. So next week will be better than this week. So I mean, it's just some consistency, but I didn't think I thought the quarterback competition would be lights out, and to me, it's not, and it's been a big. You just got to be very, very patient, and I am patient. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to take some time, So, and we do have time, but we got a game the 13th, so we actually see somebody Mitch Trubisky with the first team and stuff. I think they play the 13th, and now I don't know if you knew this quickly that they had and you like Pens, you like hockey, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well, they hired the Penguins CEO David Morehouse. Did you know that?
Wow.
They put up a position for him, and he will be the assistant to Art Rooney II.
Wow.
They just created this position, and he's going to focus primarily on community and league-related activities. Like he just resigned from the Pens in April, and he's with the Steelers in August. And he's a hometown boy, so hey, whatever. He's got three cups with the Pens. Maybe he can bring something to the Steelers while he's doing this.
He knows how to win.
Yeah,
win, baby. Just win, baby.
And winning's good. But
hey, little twist here.
Okay.
Where was I going to go with that? Give me a second to come with it. But anyhow, the running backs, it was Jaylen Warren was the running back.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, you're right.
Oklahoma.
Okay. Yes. And he had some nice runs, and he's filling in for Najee, so he's getting an opportunity. So probably Friday, unless Najee, they're probably, he might just suit up with his jersey. But then definitely Saturday, you'll see a lot of these running backs that you want to see because it's getting to be, first preseason, and they're going to have to put some people in. And then,
they're showing him as number 30. That's Warren, Jaylen.
Okay, well, when I was down there, the people that I thought was Calvin Austin was phenomenal, Pickens, and Connor Hayward. It was getting a lot of reps.
Yeah.
So, and he can catch and he can move, which I was surprised. And he's got 83 is his number. And he just got 83. Speaking of 83, they just named 4 people into the Steelers Hall of Fame.
That's right. I mean, like the Hall of Honor, you mean? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Hall of Honor. Yeah.
Yeah, and Heath was one of them. Heath. And then Sam Davis in the 70s when we were kids. And then the guy from the 50s, like Larry Roberts or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I don't know. They're just going to run out of space, though. They should probably do 1 a year or 2. 4 is kind of too much. You think?
Yeah, seems like it. You water it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, 4 or 5. You're running out of room. You know what I mean? You got plenty of time. Those are the Steelers that are unsung heroes. To me personally, I would just do 1 or 2 because then 2. But they probably do like a class because it's 4 of them. It's going to be a big production.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So let me, off the cuff, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think Mason Rudolph is going to be there as the first game of the season? Do you think he'll still be on the Steelers roster?
Well, he's been showing the most consistency, which is surprising by me, which it's a what-if kind of scenario. And we play Cincinnati the first game. But I'm going to say I think they're just showcasing him maybe to trade him. Maybe for
I think it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility. I don't know if you go into a season, though, with your backup as being a rookie.
Yeah. I don't think so either. And people were like all on the Pickett train, and I don't know. I would. I don't know. I think they're going to keep. I think they're going to keep all 4 quarterbacks. But I think if they were showcasing Mason, they were looking to trade him. He's 5-4 his career. and this is the first time where he's been very close because when Ben was playing, he wasn't getting much playing that time in practice anyway.
No, he wasn't.
So what do you think?
Another,
What do you think?
I don't know. I think when you look at the quarterback position as a whole, I think it's Mitch's job to lose. And I think Mason's probably the best bet for backup, unfortunately. Now, the only reason I say that is I'm not like anti-Mason or anything like that. I just, it kind of reminds me of an old Steeler backup, Mike Tomczak. Kind of reminds me, steady guy, right? He can throw it when he needs it.
Mike was good. Mike was good.
Yeah, he was. But I can't, like, the thing with Mason, and when we saw him and Duck going back and forth, just like his turn at these drills, Bubba, was he can drive him down the field, but he can't get him in to score.
Yeah, that's a problem
somehow. So
that is a problem.
Is there a reason for that? I don't know. It just seems to be a theme.
Now, do you think when he got hit that Ravens game where he got knocked, I believe when he got hit with that Ravens game and he got knocked unconscious, he had to take his face mask off and all that, was the start of a lot of serious situations where he probably didn't have that before. And I'm sure, he probably has some kind of, post-traumatic stress disorder or something, because who knows? You take shots like that to the head, there's going to be some kind of repercussions.
Yeah, no doubt. There was some there. And we had some comments there. Wanted to give a shout out. Corey, hey, thanks for watching, man. George tuning in. Corey said David Morehouse was hired specifically to pull more hard-earned money from our audience.
Well, if it's $20 a beer, that's a little terrible. And $75 for a T-shirt.
Yeah. Good stuff. But
thanks, guys, for tuning in and
appreciate it, man.
Stuff. Yeah,
love our watchers. Now, something else. I don't want to drag this out.
Oh no,
I know
good.
you're on a time constraint here, Bubba. But
I'm good.
I saw where, and maybe you saw this too. Just in my brief try to catch up on things today, that they have come to the conclusion that Flores actually lied about his case. Did you see that?
No, I seen that he said something because the Dolphins lose a number 1 pick next year and a 3rd round pick next year, and the owner gets fined $1 million, and I didn't hear that. DVE was talked about it this morning. Mike Pursuta talked about it. So Flores lied about them having a tank.
Yeah, there was something. I'm trying to find it here, but I just caught it, and like somebody said, should the Steelers fire him if he lied? Well, I don't know. I need to look more into that.
Yeah, I've read some stuff
where you had heard anything on that.
I didn't hear that at all, JT, but I have read and I've heard that the linebackers and the defensive guys are praising him and they like his knowledge, and as he helps out with some situations with that, like that Miles Jack, who I guess is just lighting him up.
Yeah.
And if Devin Bush can get to where his speed is, maybe the Devin Bush of yesteryear could be the present year, and we can see something that I believe this Steeler defense is just the tenacity it has in training camp carries over into because they got their fucking mouth punched in many times last year, even with the defensive player of the year with TJ Watt. They got punched in the mouth numerous times. And I think they went in the off season and Cam Hayward's like, enough is enough. That's how I would do it. But I didn't hear anything. I just heard that there were some fines and some draft picks taken away, and he said that they did tank, the Dolphins did tank, but it's not going to come out that way. That's what Mike Pursuta, I believe, for what I remember this morning. I am old now, so.
Here's a little something from The Athletic that updated, saying the headline, Brian Flores says he turned down millions when he refused to sign Dolphins NDA. Miami said that's untrue. So
there's a few there. They don't like each other. So
yeah, so the latest assertion by Brian Flores that Stephen Ross mentioned an NDA to him is categorically false. Dolphins statement said this just did not happen, and we simply can't understand why Brian continues this pattern of making unfound statements that he knows are untrue. Wow.
But they could be just saying that because, I mean, I'm sure him and Tomlin have talked. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the Dolphins, I don't like the Dolphins. I never did anyway. So, you know, they got all these draft picks, and they can't get shit done anyway. And,
kind of like the Browns.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's just probably a lot of controversy down there. Hey, Bob, thanks for tuning in. So, and you'll just have to see. And I guess, like I said, everybody has loving Flores as a defensive coach. So I don't think he'll be with the Steelers long. I think he'll be other places if the Steelers get to be back to the Steelers defense of old, and then he'll
Where
probably
they should be.
Yeah, and that could happen. That could happen very soon, sooner than later. But if it happens, and when it does happen, I believe he probably will not be a coach because he'll either be somewhere else because someone else will sign him. Which a lot of Mike Tomlin's coaches do not go any higher than where they're at. I hate to say this, they don't. They don't go. They're not, coach candidates for other teams. That has not been his MO during his coaching career. He's not like Cowher or Chuck Noll. Chuck Noll didn't have a lot, but he had a few.
VA?
Well, under Cowher rolled out, but Chuck Noll, I think, had maybe his offensive coordinator. Like Buddy Carlson was good with Philadelphia after that and stuff like that. And I think with Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. But they were good at defensive and the coordinating positions. But I think maybe one transpired up, but not like a lot of Cowher's coaches got to be higher up than where they're at. And Tomlin's coaches have not go. I think it was BA with Cowher.
I thought
no, you're right. You're right. I think it was Cowher and Tomlin. I think, but that's when they got Bruce. They ran Bruce out, and that was a big Bruce offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
and they ran him out. Yeah, retired. Yeah. So, okay,
but
I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right. No, I don't think so. I think that was a transition there because, and then they hired Tom, wasn't it? They hired Tomlin, and then kind of BA was like the odd man out in that scenario.
Maybe he had a year under Tomlin, but it wasn't like his career or whatever was more Cowher, but he did maybe I'd have to research that, but I think he did coach under Tomlin, but there's not a huge coaching tree under Tomlin to go into other places except for Arians, right. And they made him retire, and then he went to other places. So
unretired.
Yeah, unretired. Well, that's how they do it. That's probably how they do it in the real world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, hey, I found this article, and you'll be interested because I'm sure you liked him growing up. An ESPN article that I read named this guy the number one center of all time. I know you're going to get it. The number one center of all time.
Talking about Steelers center. The Iron Mike.
Yes, that is correct. You got it.
Is it Iron Mike?
It's Iron Mike. Yes, Mike Webster as the number one center of all time, which that was probably the greatest draft class of the 74. Hey, Jimmy Sparks, thanks for tuning in. No, Joe Betts, it wasn't Dawson. It was Iron Mike. Dawson was good too, though.
Dirk Dawson. Yeah, it was a good pick, though.
Yeah, so, I didn't know if you've seen that article. I read a little bit about it, but it was named Mike Webster number one, and Mike had a great career, 4 Super Bowls, and played with 2 great quarterbacks. He played with Terry Bradshaw and Joe Montana.
That's interesting. I would have never made that connection.
Well, that's when Joe Montana. That's when they signed Joe Kansas City. Yeah. And they beat us in that playoff game that one year. That son of a bitch.
Well, hey, want to give a shout out to Mike's son, Garrett, who's a working friend of our podcast as well, too. I'm looking to get Garrett back on again, too. But Garrett Webster, congratulations on Dad. well deserved, no doubt.
See, you get all these guests on your Steelers Realm podcasts.
Oh, Garrett's a great guy.
I get great guests too. I got JT today, baby. Yeah. And and I just want to, like I said, congratulate you on, this big interview tomorrow. Everybody that's tuning in on both, on all the social media sites that we're doing this show from tomorrow, they will be interviewing Bill Hillgrove, and you can catch all their interviews and all their Steeler talk on Steelers Realm podcast, the Steelers Realm podcast. And JT, before we go, tell people where they can get a hold of your podcast.
It's really easy. Everything, all of our links to all our social media and YouTube and video stuff is right at SteelersRealm.com. Type that in. You can listen to all our episodes right off the page. We're working on embedding our YouTube, the video side of things too. But yeah, you can catch everything right at SteelersRealm.com. And when you pop in there too, we got a live chat. I get notified when you're in there. So would love to catch up with you guys real time. If you get a chat that pops up and says, "Hey, dude," doesn't look like a chat, an automated chat, then we're there live to answer any questions too. So we're right at all you got to do is chat with us. Sign up.
Well,
share.
and if you see him, down in Latrobe High School, see myself or any of the guys from Realms Podcast, please come up, talk some Steeler football. I believe JT said they're going to try to get some interviews. They're going to get. They're doing a painting to get autographed for charity. That's correct.
That is correct.
And
that is correct. It's an original print done by a local Pittsburgh sports artist. His name's Willie Hobbs, and he's a great guy too. As a matter of fact, Willie said he's coming down as well too. So
and I want to meet him because I said he's on my social media, and I like to meet fellow Steeler fans so we could talk and bond. Like, social media is a little different, but meeting people face to face. Like this past Friday, I met mascot Troy, Pittsburgh mascot Troy, man, and he was pretty cool.
Nice.
And I believe that all the mascots are going to be there Saturday when we pop in. He told me, they're going to be all Steelman and all the mascots of all the craziness, probably Steeler Jesus. And if they are, I guarantee that I'll get like a video and put it on the Triple B Experience YouTube channel. But hey, JT, I appreciate you coming on, and I know we're probably going to do a mega cast with my boys and your boys because that is people like that, and it's
it's a lot of fun,
so good. It's two big Steeler podcast mega powers like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. For the wrestling fans out there, but yeah, and then we'll probably do that during the year. And good luck to you tomorrow on that interview. And that's huge. And no, man, anytime you want to pop on, we can do this anytime on the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. And I will definitely see you Friday and definitely Saturday. And everybody tune in to the Steelers Realm podcast. And JT, I appreciate you coming on today. I know it was just a little promo, but we started talking Steeler football.
Well, it's hard to stop, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's always going. So, but hey, JT, have a good night. And like I said, I know you're gonna be pumped up for tomorrow. Good luck on that interview. And hey, guys, from my stuff. And you guys are Steeler fans, go to the Steelers Realm podcast. Just add it when they do it on all social medias. I listen to them on Spotify. You know what I mean? That's where I get my my Steelers Realm fix. And you guys can do the same thing. So you know what? I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Have a good night. Yeah, go ahead. What's that, JT? Go ahead, brother.
I said thanks, everybody. Hey, man, Steeler Nation, great to be with you. Careful in the hot tub.
I love when you say that, brother. Everybody, thank you, and go Steelers. And I love everybody for tuning in. Thank you, guys, and have a good night.